When we look at the list of the most popular Christmas songs of all times, the ones we hear incessantly in the mall, in stores and restaurants, on the radio, and everywhere else, there is nothing about God or Christ. They are all about the secular experience around Christmas and its symbols, like Santa Claus, reindeer, presents, the tree, snow, sleigh bells, cuddling up around the fire, and all the rest. However, the number one song of all time, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, is in a weird way appropriate for this sacred feast. She has no interest, she sings, in Santa, presents, stockings, or any of those other material things. She just wants her lover, her baby. There is a basic truth there that Christmas is not about any of the material goods we enjoy, but about a person and the love that binds us to him. For us, that person is Jesus, whose entrance into our world as a newborn baby, just like the rest of us, we celebrate this day. He came in humility, born of a migrant couple driven from their home by political forces, and too poor to find a proper shelter for his birth, so that his first bed was a feeding trough filled with straw in a barn with the animals. His coming was announced not to the rich and powerful, but to ordinary shepherds out in the fields tending their sheep. Yet in him was the fullness of God's glory, as the angels sent to herald his coming proclaimed. To know Jesus is the greatest of gifts. It far surpasses anything else we could wish for at Christmas, whether material goods, succulent food, good cheer, the love of family and friends, even world peace. When we have Jesus, we have everything. All that is good flows from him. As fully divine and fully human, he brings the two together. As one of us, he invites us to an intimate friendship and to know the beauty, the goodness, the compassion, and the self-sacrifice our nature is capable of. As divine, he frees us from slavery to sin and opens the way for us to enter God's presence and see God face to face, the ultimate gift of joy, life, and love. The fundamental purpose of Jesuit spirituality and education is to form an intimate friendship with Jesus Christ so that we can, quote, know, love, and serve God through him. That is certainly what students experience at the Gregorian University, not only through rigorous study, but also through the example and guidance of the faculty, through prayer and worship, through spiritual formation, and through the experience of being at the heart of the church in Rome. They deepen their faith and come to know God and Jesus, our Savior, in a deep and personal way. For example, in an interview for our soon-to-be released video, Father Cyril Pinchak, S.J., a student at the Gregorian University, said, quote, "I've grown closer to God here. That is the biggest single grace. And I can bring that back to the United States." That is typical of what we hear all the time from Gregorian students and graduates. Thank you for your support of this work, which is so important for the life of the Church. May this beautiful feast of Christmas bring you closer to Jesus so that you can experience the joy and hope of his coming as Emmanuel, God with us.